We'll do a couple of sentences which we did last time and continue. But now she stirred. Her life shared a cosmic load. It is not her personal pang. It is actually the entire grief, sorrow, suffering, the mortality itself of this mortal world. It is to that she is rising. She shared a cosmic load. At the beginning of this canto, rather at the end of the previous canto, we had man lifted up the burden of his fate. All that man could do is to lift up the burden of his fate. He cannot solve the cosmic problem. He cannot solve the fundamental issue of death which is present in this mortal world. His fate, to some extent, he is able to bear. He can push himself to some extent. But now, in contrast of that, Savitri is lifting up the cosmic load, not the individual's fate, but the fate of the cosmos itself. That is important. But now she stirred. So this is on a totally different scale altogether. At the summon of her body's call, body's voiceless call. This is the most significant phrase in the Aurovindonian psychospirituality. Body's call. No spiritual individual has so far in the entire history of creation understood the body's call. Body's voice is the body is silently, quietly telling something. Yes, I am here. What are you going to do for me? Body is constantly asking that question. But none of the spiritual seekers was able to really listen to that call and do something in response to it. But here, Savitri is awaking to it. At a summons, she is able to hear that call of the body. Summon. She is attending to it. A strong, far-winging spirit travels back. That is important. Body's voiceless call is the only thing which can take you to the past, back in time, wherefrom the body's ache has arisen. It is not today, it is not now, it was not yesterday. Years ago, right at the beginning of the whole process, how the body is suffering because it is born of inconscience. It is to that she has to go and attend. A strong, see, that is required. As long as, unless you are strong, you cannot travel back. The body's voiceless call you cannot bear. Nobody had the strength until now. Savitri has that. Her far-winging spirit traveled back to the yoke of ignorance and fate, back to the labor and stress of mortal days. She is going back in time to the beginning of time itself, to the zero moment of time itself. At the Big Bang moment of time itself, she is going back to that, back to the yoke of ignorance and fate, back to the labor and stress of mortal days, lighting, and while she is going through the darkness, she is lighting a pathway to strange symbols. She is seeing all those dreams which are there present, which were not distinct at all so far. To strange symbol dream across the ebbing, the seas of sleep, sea of ignorance, sea of inconscience itself. They are all now receding because the pathway is getting lighted by her while she is going back. Lighting a pathway to strange symbol dream across the ebbing, the seas of sleep of inconscience itself. She is going back to that. And it is there perhaps she is going to find out what the body is trying to tell to her. Why that body's ache is there. It is there, she has to go and discover it, you see. To some extent, in the sadhana of Ashwapati, we have a similar instance also. He has also found out that kind of a thing. But now here, Savitri has to attain to it, has to discover it, find the root cause of it. What is the evil at the root of life? That she has to find and discover and strike out. You see, that's what she has to do. In fact, we'll see what Ashwapati has also done in that context. We'll see that across away ceaselessly, her house of nature felt an unseeing sway, because she is going back now, entire house of nature, her physical, mental, vital, everything is getting awakened, and they are feeling a kind of a change now, illuminating swiftly for life's darkened rooms. What was lying until now unknown in the darkness, that is becoming obvious to her, clear, distinct to her. And memory's casement opened at the hour, and the tired feet of thought approached her doors. Savitri's doors of sensibility, of cognition, of understanding, of knowledge, they are opening out. Memory's casement, we have seen last time in considerable detail, this thing, casement, the windows, and this phrase, this word casement is actually the Kirtian phrase itself. In this case, magic windows were there. Here it is memory's casement, memory's time casement. He is not able to explain what kind of windows were there, those casements were there. But here we have got a very distinct description. Yes, they are the casements of memory. Where does this memory come from? How does that come out, open out? The windows of memory have opened out. Means what has really happened? What has really happened? It is some kind of a psychic memory. It is a psychic being which is there, which is seeing all those the dreams through which he is passing, the pathways he is lighting. It is through this psychic experience she is now capturing back all those old things. So this memory, the psychic memory of Savitri, because she has been there all along, she was unaware of all this. She was kind of in a sleeping state all along. But now the psychic memory has awoken, and therefore all these things are coming into view to her. And memory's casement open on the hours, on the passing time, on the process of time, the sequence of time, that she is able to see all that. And the tired feet of thought approached her doors. Well, they wanted to go away and forget about the whole thing, but now, because the memory has come back, they feel the thought which were lying dull, inert, obtuse, they are now coming back, and she is attentive to them. All came back to her. All came back to her. Everything is there. All. The entire history of evolution, starting from the beginning of evolution itself, how things happened, how things began, everything has come back to her suddenly. All came back to her. What is that all? Earth and love and do. Earth, Bhumi, love, prema and ananda. Do, mrityu, yama, death. Everything has come back to her. They are there at the origin of this inconscient process. At the beginning of evolution itself, they are present there. Earth and love and do. We have already seen what these three are. Earth is a significant center to concentrate the effort of transformation. In the entire cosmic manifestation, you have chosen a place where you work out all the details, so that from that place they can spread around and the divine manifestation can go all around here. Earth, Bhumi, Prithvi. Prithvi itself, the word Prithvi itself means which expands, which grows, which expands, which grows. Bhumi also means which widens, you see. Earth and love. Love, of course, is the divine himself who is there seated at the center of this inconscient beginning. The divine has plunged into the void and he is seated there. He is the inconscient Vishnu, according to the Puranic tradition. He is, according to the mother, Satyavan himself. Satyavan is the first avatar. When the horror of separation was seen, the divine plunged into the inconscient and he is seated there. By his presence only, things could be solved. Because the divine is present there now, things can happen there, you see. The evolution can begin. In fact, the plunge of the divine soul in the inconscience itself, that is the beginning of the process of evolution. When does it happen? There is a total involution, there is a total void. The divine plunges. The moment the divine plunges as Satyavan, from that moment onward, the evolution begins. So the Big Bang moment of evolution is that plunge of love, you see. He is, of course, obviously trapped in the inconscience, in the zero. He is in the grip of death, as the story of Savitri says. In the other description, well, all these descriptions are there, but essentially the truth behind all the description is the same. Here, the divine has plunged, has become love. And it is Satyavan in the story of Savitri. In the Vedic story, the Divine Mother, the omniscient, the goddess, the supreme goddess, Aditi, the first goddess herself, the creative power of the Supreme himself, Aditi. She has 8 sons and she has left the 8th son in the inconscience. And with the other 7 sons, she has gone back to the transcendent. The 8th son, whom she has left behind, is, well, Aditi, and these 8 sons, they are called Adityas. Adityas means sun, S-U-N, sons of various kinds of sun. So, that 8th son is in the mortal world. She has left him here in the mortal world. He is equivalent to Satyavan in the other story and the other narration. He is equivalent to love in the story of evolution. This 8th son, his name in the Veda is given as Martanda. Martanda, 8th son. He is the mortal egg, and it is he who is located in the inconscience here, and it is he who has to come out. So Aditi has done something very purposefully to leave him behind so that the process of evolution can start and things can move forward. The other 8 sons, the other 7 sons, with them she has gone back to the realms of truth and light, Satyam, Rutam, Brahat, the transcendent. She has gone back to them, you see. But the 8th son she has left here behind purposefully. Then, of course, doom, death, is the product of pure inconscience. It is, of course, the Supreme himself in another form, doom. What does the doom do? What is his purpose? His purpose is to pull back everything into nothing, to bring back everything. That is the doom. To swallow up whatever is trying to come out, you see, that is death, that is doom, that is mrityu. See, mrityu. See. So now, obviously, these 3, earth and love and doom, they are here as constant disputants, fighting, quarreling, asserting themselves. Earth wants to expand, carry the expression. Love is there in a way, in a very passive sense. He is just there. His presence is enough to things for things to happen. Whatever has to be got done for love, it will be done by Savitri, by the power of evolution which is there in Savitri. Mrityu, doom, he is there in response to the appearance of life in the creation. When life entered into the material world, when matter was life, without life, and when the objects in matter cried for life, please come and save us. When the gods were locked in matter, they prayed to her and she obliged them and she entered into matter. She sacrificed herself. She entered into matter. But the response which she received was the response of death. Life met death in matter. And now she is entirely under the control of death, life. So that is why earth and love and doom, they have become ancient, starting from the beginning of this whole creation of evolution, disputant, encircled her. So Savitri is now, see, this cannot happen unless her psychic memory is now fully awakened. She is going back to the starting point of the whole thing. Ancient disputant encircled her like giant figures wrestling in the night. So they are surrounding her. The goddess from the dim, inconscient Godheads. All these three are Godheads, earth and love and doom. They are the powers of the divine himself in this situation here. From the dim, inconscient born, awoke the struggle and the pan divine. That is the beauty of the whole thing. That itself has a kind of a quality of the divine in it, you see. Unless that is born, things cannot move forward, you see. And in the shadow of a flaming heart, at the somber center of the dire debate, a guardian of the unconsoled abyss, inheriting the long agony of the globe, this godlike pain which is coming here. He is inheriting the agony of the globe. He is holding all the agony in him, and therefore he is godlike pain. Yes. In fact, if you are able to deal with him, so to say, if you are able to transform him, godlike pain, then you have solved the basic problem. Because it is he who is narrating the entire agony of this creation, of this universe, of this globe. If you are able to solve his agony, you have conquered everything. It means that. So basically, inheriting the long agony of the globe, a stone still figure of high and godlike pain, stared into space with fixed, regardless eyes that saw griefs, timeless depths, but not life's goal. Timeless depths of griefs, timeless depths. That is what he sees. God of pain can see only griefs, timeless, starting from the beginning of the world creation. It is all that he sees. But he cannot see what that pain is for. The aim of life is not there. The aim of life will be seen only when this godlike pain becomes God of bliss. When pain becomes bliss, then life's goal becomes distinct, clear, vivid. You see what was all that for, you see. So basically, to convert this godlike pain into the God of bliss is the central problem. Then you see the aim of life. What is the aim of life? That the powers of the spirit should manifest in this material creation. There should be love, beauty, joy, sweetness, happiness, power, knowledge. All those things should come here. That is the goal of life. The manifestation of the divine qualities, divine potentialities to come into creation is the aim of life here. And that aim of life can be seen only when godlike pain becomes of something of bliss, you see. When pain becomes bliss, you see. Actually, let us read some descriptions of how Ashwapati experienced this pain when he entered into the inconscient depth, in the depth of inconscient. 60.10 onward. A dense and nameless nothing, conscious, mute, which seemed alive but without body or mind, lusted all being to annihilate, that it might be forever nude and soul.